This is Scott Roby from Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
I'm Nancy Saulnier of Lake Alfred, Florida, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
Hey, I'm Bill Merrill from Windham, New Hampshire, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
Hi guys, this is Mr. Tranquilo, and you are watching the Astute Tourist Channel. Enjoy it.
My name is Lacey, you're Miss Auburn's Outstanding Teen, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
Good morning, keepers of the faith, you defenders of freedom. I'm Jimmy, your astute tourist, and welcome to Thursday, Cup of Joe Live. And we are back from our hump day fun. Those of you, looks like most of you were here last night, and it was great having Colleen in with us. And I think she's going to be with us for the remainder of the summer as her company, Revive Furniture, won't be doing lives throughout the summer. They're going to start up again right before fall. They'll do their big Christmas sale early, probably sometime before we go on the cruise. So she'll be joining us every day, which was a lot of fun. It was great having her here, and she'll be back next week at Hump Day. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I was just going through the chat, and Jen is alive and well. Denise said that she scared us all, and Jen says she didn't mean to scare us. We went to dinner and had to drop off. It was just some cryptic texting that you did. There was all kinds of weird symbols and numbers, and I wasn't sure if you slipped through the matrix or what, but I'm glad you're doing okay, and it's good to see you. We'll run right over to the chat and say good morning. John is here from the Gaylors. Good morning, John. He's here, and he is listening. Scotty Too Hottie, Scotty MTP, our Lone Cross is here. Good morning, Scott. Of course, Jen is here with us this morning. Denise from Bone Tired Travelers is here. And so far, Law Jones is here. Good morning, Law. It's good to see you, my friend. My mom is here. Good morning, Mom. Thank you for coming in. Oh, poor Denise says her tooth is still killing her. I'm sorry for that. I hope you get that taken care of soon. Law says, Jen, do you have a cat, one that likes to walk on your keyboard? Yeah, it was crazy. It was all this crazy weird text that we saw there on the screen, but I'm glad you're doing okay. Let's see. Hey, Sean is here from Down Under Cruisers. Good morning, Sean. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Are you working in the Outback? Law says it was great having Colleen here. Yeah, thank you, my friend. It really was. I've been trying to get her to come up, but she's it's busy. She's busy, and when we get up this early, she's still asleep. So Captain Billy J is here. Hey there, my friend. Good to see you. I guess you're up early this morning. You're on your way to the airport, off to Arizona today. Oh, wow. Right on. Well, safe travels, my friend. Let's see. Running down. Sean Heffernan is here. Hefty is in the house. Good morning, Sean. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. The dog must have rolled on my phone when it was on the bed. Yeah, if you could go back and look at the beginning of the chat, it was crazy. We were all a little worried. We're like, what happened? Hope she's not, hope she didn't get abducted by aliens or something. So, but we're glad you're okay. Sean says he's at home, which is good, I guess. Yeah, let me drop the link, and we'll get Sean to come on up. Have him come up on the. Have him come on up into the panel. It's always a process to get this to work. I still haven't gone over to. Nope, that's the wrong. That is the wrong thing. But it is Thursday Cup of Joe. Good morning. Let's see here. Now it says it's copied. All right, there you go, Sean. If you would like to come up, come on up. And while we're waiting for Sean to come up, like I said, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all of you guys coming in. I haven't done this in a while, so let's do this real quick. Okay, thank you to all our members. If you want to become a member of the channel, it's easy. Just go to our channel and hit the join button, and it's just that simple. And you'll be the first to know some of the videos that we put up and some member perks. I'm trying to work out a way that we can get you some swag. By becoming a member. Maybe if you're a member for so long, so many weeks or something, we can get you a t-shirt or a bag, whatever you'd want to get. But we're working on that stuff. So hopefully Sean's having an easy time getting in. I don't see him in the basement yet, so we're waiting on Sean. Let me go back over. Hey everybody, thanks members, thank you. It's funny because when you switch back from scene to scene, if you don't hit the off button, it'll continue to play. But there you go. But thanks to all our members, we appreciate you guys. Let's see, Billy says, not a cup of Joe here, just a bottle of Diet Mountain Dew. Okay. It's the after effect of the fruit tingle last night. Right, Scott? All I had was one. And I'm calling Jen Denise and Denise Jen, and yeah. I need to eat before I do this show. One tingle and I was tingling. It was fun. That's actually a pretty good drink. It tastes like we were saying, one of those blue raspberry popsicles. And Eddie Lugo sent me a link on my Facebook page for another drink that he'd like us to try. So I forget what it was here. Let me look. A pineapple something. It was a pineapple rum punch. Pineapple juice, coconut rum, lemon and lime soda, fresh lime juice, and simple syrup. Sounds delicious. All right, I don't see Sean anywhere yet. Sean, you having a hard time? I can try dropping a new link. Let me try dropping another link. See if It says Sean, but I don't see him. You know, we have the hardest time with this. No microphone sources selected. Your guest will not be able to hear. All right, let's try it again. I'll drop the link again, Sean. I apologize for that. Try it again. Good morning, Shirley from Glitter World is here. Glitter bombs to you, my friend. He's not in the green room. He's certainly not. It looked like he was, though. He was there, and then but there was no, there was definitely no camera running, so. Sean got in a fight with a wallaby. But Eddie doesn't drink. Must just be the pineapple. Right, Law? I think he has an evil, he's got an evil plan. He watches all of us that drink get buzzed, and then he takes advantage of the situation. Right, Mom? Eat first before drink. I wasn't too bad. I was just messing up people's names, which I can do when I'm not drinking either, so. All right, so let's see. There he is. Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Can all of you hear Sean? Can everybody hear Sean?
I hope so.
I do too. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Fantastic. I cannot complain. Not at all.
Thank goodness I'm back from the outback.
So I knew you were going back there. So when did you get back?
Yesterday afternoon.
And how long did you spend there?
I was there pretty much a week.
Oh, wow. And you took Alana with you this time?
Yeah, she came on Friday afternoon. We spent Friday, Saturday, and up until Wednesday together. I was working and she was having fun.
Well, somebody's got to work.
Yeah. Someone's got to pay the bills. I believe there's a cruise coming up on the 2nd of January, 2025.
Oh, there is?
You're coming along. I heard you're coming along.
Colleen thinks we are.
Well, if Colleen thinks you are, then you're coming.
I mentioned it to my boss the other day again, and he just gave me a look. You know that look?
Tell him I say he can come as well.
I know. I told him what you said about making it a training opportunity. He didn't agree.
Didn't he?
He did not.
Maybe it's the way you tell him.
It could be.
Jimmy, there's a brand new defibrillator you've got to come and learn about.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah, there is.
That's it. It's a special, brand new Australian defib. So
it is actually.
Is there really a new one?
There really is one.
What brand is it?
It's called Cell AED. Size of my phone as my hands, roughly about that long by that high.
Oh my gosh.
Fits in a purse. Is a single use only device. Does up to 20 shocks and has a battery life of about 2 years. Is it in Australia?
Is it in a little case? I mean, where do you put the pads? Must be in like a little package.
The device is about that thick.
The pads?
The whole device.
So the pads must be attached to it, though, right?
The pads. What you do is you crack it in half. The box is the pads.
Oh.
You crack it in half. One side here, one side there. That's it.
Oh my gosh. And it's called Cell AED?
Yep.
Oh boy.
CELLAED.
I'm going to
Look it up on Dr. Google.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna look that up. I'm intrigued by that. One thing I must report. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The device is fully automatic and retails for around $500 Aussie.
And does it prompt the user and everything? It gives them the directions and the steps they need to do.
Prompts the user, so when you put it on, it does the assessment. It then says stand clear, delivering shock. It delivers the shock, then it gives you the rhythm.
Oh my goodness, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Denise says we did all our training on Philips. Yeah, we have all kinds. We have Philips, we have Zoll. What we use, our regular defibs are Zoll units, ZOLL.
Yep. The same here for the Victorian. We live in the state of Victoria, so the state of Victoria, all the ambulances in Victoria use Zoll as well.
That's what we carry. But the Philips devices are the ones that in all the town buildings, like the town hall and the police department, and those, they have, the cabinets, and they put the Philips units in there.
Yep.
Let's see. Just quickly going through the chat because I know you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon Rowland is here. Good morning, Sharon. It's good to see you.
G'day.
Josh from Moonlight Adventures is here. Good morning to you. He says good morning to Jimmy and Sean.
Josh.
Let's see. What am I missing? Is Law Jones wants to know, is that a uniform in Australia, Sean? I'm assuming he's talking about your sweatshirt.
This is my company uniform.
There you go. So there you have it, Law. It's his uniform.
Yeah, so he's correct.
Let's see. Everyone's saying good morning. I'm great. Denise says, oh, wow, Sean, that sounds cool. Talking about the Cell AED.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds amazing. And Sharon says, good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Sharon. I have to report some sad news. I hate to do it, but I would feel remiss if I did not. I woke up this morning and I saw a news report. There was a fire in Newark, New Jersey on, it looks like a cargo ship, and they were carrying cars. 2 firefighters have been killed and 1 is unaccounted for.
Oh, no.
They were killed while battling a ship fire Wednesday night. Unfortunately, we lost 2 members today. This is a tragedy, said Newark Fire Chief Rufus Jackson. Said his heart goes out to the families and members.
Do they know what vehicles they were bringing in?
It doesn't say. It says there were about 5,000 vehicles on the ship. 2 firefighters got in trouble as they and others were backing out of the ship that was docked in Newark Port.
So it was docked already.
Yeah, maydays were called and firefighters started searching for the colleagues. Second alarm was sounded. Additional calls for help during the search happened. However, 1 fire remains missing for a time. Remained missing.
Prayers go out to them.
Yeah, my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to the family. I mean, it kind of hits home for me because that's the business I'm in, and you just never know. So, some tragic news to report this morning, and but I feel because it's what I do, I need to report on that as well. So, terrible news. I hope they can bring an end to this tragic event quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. I looked it up, but it looks. Oh, my mom says I think she looked up the cell AED, and it looks really cool. She said.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying, "Yep, so sad, R.I.P." Yep, terrible news. You know, when you get into containers like that, you know, a ship being like a container, you can see the picture of that Carnival ship right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these container ships are constructed a little bit different, but you get in there and it can be like a maze. And like I've said before, fighting a fire is like being blind because you can't see.
Correct.
You can't see really a thing in front of you. You even, you know, you have a light. I don't know if anybody saw that video short that I put out about the thermal imaging camera, but that's how we see in a fire. But it's only so effective. You're basically, you know, you fight these fires blind. You use your other senses like your hearing and your feeling. But you get into these situations and it's easy to get trapped. There's a lot of things that you can't see. Of course, you can get caught on things. There's you know, tripping hazards. There's things that fall. So you never know what you're going into. And you know, when people say you're the crazy ones going in, I think a little bit we are a little bit crazy, I think, but it's definitely what we do.
No, you're not crazy. You're just really, really brave.
It's definitely a calling,
Yep.
but yeah, it's that's sad.
Do it.
But anyway, okay. So enough of some tragic news. But last night we had Hump Day Cocktail Hour. That was exciting. Colleen was on the panel with us.
Oh,
You missed her. Yep.
you have to get her back. You know that.
Well, she's going to be back every Wednesday now for the summer because the company that she works for, the reason she isn't here on Wednesday evenings is because they do their own live stream at work.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're for the summertime, they've ceased doing their live streams, so she's going to do them with me. So yesterday was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, she was a big hit. Nobody wanted to see me.
Of course not.
I don't blame them.
She's way cuter than you.
Right. But so you missed Colleen, but she'll be back next Wednesday. Sharon says last night was awesome, Jimmy. Yeah, thank you.
In your evening time.
Yeah, it was during our evening. So what time? 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you're probably tucked away in bed at that time. So that's what. That's
6 p.m. 6
is that
p.m.
2 a.m.
8
for you?
6 p.m. is 8 a.m.
Oh, 8 a.m. Okay.
So I shall be up and ready next time. But I couldn't watch it yesterday because I was in an airport in Adelaide.
Traveling, yeah. Yep. Well, I hope your traveling went well. I hope you didn't have any delays or any snafus, as they say.
I had a minor delay going out there, but overall it was reasonably painless.
And it's probably good having your wife with you too. I always hate traveling alone. It makes it that much better to have a companion, somebody that you can at least share your thoughts with. So
Absolutely.
other than a stranger sitting next to you on an airplane, they don't want to hear your hear your thoughts.
No, they don't want to hear my thoughts. I might get them into cruising or something stupid like that. You know, they really don't want to hear my thoughts.
Right. Jen is taking care of business for me. She's posting the links for our swag, our Etsy channel, or our Etsy store, I should say. I don't have the ability to do that while we're on the collab cam just because I haven't programmed it in to the scene. But thank you, Jen, for that. I appreciate that. You can go over and our new T-shirts are in. We also have a line of some patriotic shirts that you saw. I showed them on. When did I show them? Was it Tuesday morning? I think it was Tuesday morning, which was Independence Day for us.
So happy 4th.
Thank you, sir.
And for the next happy Canada Day on Sunday.
That's right. Yep.
It was.
And Shirley and those of our friends that live up just north of us here, we'll be celebrating with them. I'll have to get the maple leaf flag and put that up. I don't have one physically, but we'll put one on the screen for them to help celebrate them because I'm a big flag person, and I think it's important that you fly and respect the flag of your country.
Absolutely. I would have one here, but I can't get my green background to show the Aussie flag.
Oh, you can, even when you're doing your stream, you can't?
No, when I do my stream, it's a different story. But
yeah. So
I want to do it with your stream, and I can't. So there we go.
Well, that's okay. We have it up in thought.
Thank you.
Right now, so I'm still going through the chat to make sure we're keeping up with everybody. Law Jones says it's the good kind of crazy that makes you run into a place everyone else is running out of. Absolutely. I've explained it this way that some people jump out of airplanes for that adrenaline. Some people ride roller coasters.
Yeah, the roller coaster's all right, but
I'm not.
With aircraft, forget it.
Yeah, I'm not that way either. But a lot of people like an adrenaline rush, and that's the reason they do things like that. And firefighting is no different. So adrenaline is probably the best drug I've ever done.
Well, that's good.
It's the best way to explain it, I guess.
It's the only drug I've ever done, let me say.
Yeah, right?
Aside from caffeine.
Well, yeah, I mean, caffeine's probably my favorite, just because I have an abundance of it daily. Let's see. I was able to lurk for most of the show. Sharon, you asked me twice, so I decided to answer. I'm not sure, I didn't keep up. That's John Gaylor and Sharon are having a conversation.
Don't you just love it when people in the chat can have a conversation?
Oh, Canada, they're saying Canada Day was July 1st.
Yeah, that's right. That was last Sunday.
Oh, wow. Happy Canada Day. We missed it. Or I missed it. Let's see. Canada Day. Let's see. John, I hope your therapy is going well. So John Gaylor had his knee operated on. And he has been going through PT. And Josh says, airborne all the way.
Josh, you can keep it, my friend. You can keep it.
Are you all right, so I know that you have a Marine in the family, Josh. Now, were you airborne in the Army? Either way, I salute you, but I'm curious. Were you 82nd, 101st? John says, getting on an airplane, no thank you.
Hey, I'll get on an airplane so long as it takes me to my destination.
Right.
I don't want my destination to come real quick with me jumping out of it. Forget it.
Exactly. I want it to run perfectly. I want it to fly smoothly and land perfectly. Yes. So let's do this. Jen is putting up the link for the helpinghandsforcruising.org. Let's talk about that, Sean, since we have you here, because most of us in the chat know about it, but we always have people that come in for the replay. So,
yep.
The floor is yours.
So, Helping Hands for Cruising is a charity that we put together that helps people who, for one reason or another, are incapable of getting on a cruise ship, whether they be disabled or they be the carer of somebody who's disabled, or someone who's had hard life, and definitely the finances will never ever in their entire life be there. We give those people an opportunity to get on a holiday of a lifetime or a vacation of a lifetime and spend some time on a cruise ship. Go to various places. So, for example, if somebody was I'm just using examples now, somebody was in Florida, we'd get them on a ship out of Miami, go down to the Caribbean, come back after 7 days a week, whatever. And I tell you what, October 2022, we were over in the US on the inaugural cruise on the Carnival Horizon. We went down to the South Caribbean, and we took young Mr. Kenneth Oakes, and boy, did that change lives. Not only his, but it changed ours as well. In addition to that, would have been about 3 months ago, Fantastic Cruising took James Catanese and his lovely wife Cindy, as well as Scott and Amber Hicks, took them down to, I can't remember where, but it went out of Tampa, and they had a life-changing experience themselves as well. So cruising with Helping Hands for Cruising will definitely change people's lives, and that's precisely what we want to do. So the only way we can do that is by donation. So folks, cough up your hard-earned dollars so we can get somebody on a cruise ship, please. We only want 10 grand so we can get three couples on there. It's not much. It's only 10 grand.
And the cruisathon starts today, right?
The cruisathon has been moved until August, apparently.
Okay.
Because we just couldn't get enough people coming on board to actually present for an hour. But hey, having said that, we're not adverse to people putting forward their dollars. So go ahead. Sell it away.
We're gonna start it early, so we would appreciate it if you you donate. You can start now. Go right over to helpinghandsforcruising.org. You can go to the PayPal link, and and we used to say give till it hurts. Of course, I'm joking, but no amount is too little. So, and you're helping out a great organization, and you're going to make some folks really happy. Believe me. We had a
guy give us 50 cents. We had another guy give us $100. You know what? We don't care. We appreciate even 5 cents, even a quarter, because at the end of the day, that's going to help put someone on a cruise ship.
It all adds up.
So we really appreciate the help.
So there you go. So, and we're going to be talking about it more anyway. And now that it's been pushed forward to August, that'll give me a little more time myself to prepare for the cruisathon. So, Josh from Moonlight Adventure says, I was U.S. Army Airborne 160th SOAR 4 combat 4 combat tours, OIF, OEF. I'm not sure what that means, but he has one son who was a sergeant in the U.S. Air Force and another that is a private first class in the United States Marine Corps. So proud of them, and we are proud of them as well, Josh. Thank you, my friend, for your service. And when you talk to your boys, let them know that I tip my hat to them. Without folks like you and your sons, I don't know where this country would be right now, but we need brave men and women like them to help protect us, and that goes for every country.
Absolutely.
Like I say, our veterans, they're the backbone of our country, and they go out there selflessly. They don't ask for a thing, and they're out there 24/7 protecting us. So very important.
And for that, we are eternally grateful.
So, Sean, you want to do some history?
Let's do some history.
All right. This Week in History. This Week in History is brought to you by the Helping Hands for Cruising, helpinghandsforcruising.org. Go out there and make a donation today and help out somebody, make somebody happy. Let me put it that way. Somebody that would normally not be able to go or never thought they could go on a cruise of a lifetime. Help them out. So, all right. So this week in history, we're going to start back in the 1400s. Czech religious reformer Jan Hus, whose criticisms of the church anticipated the Reformation by more than a century, was burned at the stake for heresy. Some happy news there. In 1535, English humanist and statesman Thomas More was beheaded for refusing to bend the knee for King Henry VIII. Okay. In 1777, British General John Burgoyne captured Fort Ticonderoga from the Americans during the American Revolution. And that was claimed and captured and claimed and recaptured, and that fort. That's in upstate New York. I've never been, although I'm probably going to make a trip there so I can continue to do. I don't know if you've seen my series on the American Revolution, but we've started a series of we've started a series of shorts, so that'll definitely be one that I go to. In 1885, Louis Pasteur successfully tested an anti-rabies vaccine. Fantastic.
As early as that?
I'm sorry?
Was it as early as that?
Yeah, according to this, 1885. Let's see. In 1928, the first full-length all-talking motion picture, Lights of New York, premiered in New York City.
Wow.
And that seems early to me as well, all talking, but very good. Let's see. George W. Bush was born on this day. Happy birthday to him. In 1957, with her defeat of Darlene Hard, American Althea Gibson became the first black tennis player to win the Wimbledon Singles Championship.
Oh, wow.
On this day in 1957, Paul McCartney met John Lennon for the first time at a church event in Liverpool, England, where the latter's band was performing. The duo would later form the Beatles, perhaps the most influential band in history. Are you a Beatles fan?
I'm a music fan, so I enjoy any kind of music.
Right on.
Even yours.
Even mine, thank you. The Beatles were very influential for me as well as many other musicians. As a young boy, I remember hearing the Beatles, and the harmonies is what got me. I was like, how do they do that? How do they make their voices sound like that?
For us, it's what we grew up with.
Right? So good. So let's see.
I don't make music like that today, to be honest.
Naziland. Where is that? Any idea? Naziland broke from British rule and became the independent country of Malawi.
Malawi.
That's in Africa.
Yep.
Within the Commonwealth of Nations, it says. Okay. Let's see. What else has happened? In 2002, John Frankenheimer, who was considered one of the most creatively gifted directors of the 1950s and 60s, especially noted for such classic movies as The Manchurian Candidate and The Birdman of Alcatraz, he died.
Okay.
American tennis player in 2002, American tennis player Serena Williams defeated her sister Venus to win her first Wimbledon singles title.
I can imagine they wouldn't have been too friendly at home.
No, can you imagine the rivalry between the two?
Oh my goodness me.
Famous birthdays on this day. In 1921, Nancy Reagan was born. 1935, the 14th Dalai Lama was born.
Oh,
Of
wow.
course, I mentioned George Bush. Sylvester Stallone was born in 1946.
Mm-hmm.
And famous United States naval officer John Paul Jones was born on July 6, 1747. He died in 1792 at the age of 45.
Wow.
They didn't live long, did they?
No.
And on this day in 1942, sad but history, Anne Frank was forced into hiding. Anne Frank and her family went into hiding in Amsterdam on this day in 1942 and lived in a secret annex. An experience documented in her diary, which became a classic of war literature until their capture on August 4th, 1944.
Have you ever read Anne Frank's diary?
I have not. It was a reading in school, but I was never an avid reader. I should probably read it now.
I've read it.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I don't want to have things bring me down all the time, but that's it. This has been This Week in History. Hey, thank you for joining me for This Week in History. I try to do that not every day, but we try to do it a couple times a week. And of course, this week and the weekend prior leading up to Independence Day holds a dear spot in my heart because I'm, I guess, an amateur historian of the American Revolution and the mid-18th century here in America. So I was telling the folks yesterday during our live stream last night that Colleen and I went to Massachusetts, where there's a couple towns there where it was really the beginning of the American Revolution. A couple battles there, and that was kind of surreal to go and visit that and learn about it. So
Would have been. Wow. How interesting. I mean, that's one thing Australia lacks, is the same sort of history that you guys have got. But we're getting there. We're creating our own history.
That's true. I think Australia, compared to the U.S., we're both young countries.
Pretty much.
I talked about that the other day, that when you go to Europe, I mean, my goodness, the history spans thousands of years there.
Correct.
Here in the U.S., as far as we know, there were just some indigenous folks here, similar to Australia, before, however you want to call them or what side of the coin you're on, settlers came and settled the land. Again, I don't want to get too political or get into any running debates, but anyway, people came and settled. In Australia, wasn't that a penal colony like?
Pretty much a fair bit of the country was penal. But then anywhere where the Brits went created issues, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. The British, they got their talons in a lot of the world back in that
created a
time.
lot of issues.
Yeah, I mean, of course, here they created enough issues where the people here had enough and wanted to become sovereign, which they were, and thank goodness for that. Nothing against the Brits, but I'm happy to be able to say that we're a free, independent nation. For some reason, my iPad just died.
It's not my fault. I didn't touch it.
My iPad does all kinds of crazy things. I'm not sure what's going on, but I use it to monitor the quality of the picture or the stream. I've had some issues. All right. I'm like, why am I hearing an echo? But that's because the volume was up. All right, so let's see. Let's go back over to the chat. Let's see. What did we miss? Law says, are you a Beatles or a Stones fan, Sean?
Oh, actually, I am quite partial to the Beatles, and I do like some of the Stones' music. Um, the only kind of music I really cannot handle is that shrieking, shouting garbage that some heavy rock channels put out.
Right. I try to be tolerant of most, but some of
Yeah,
it
likewise.
I'm not a big fan of. Cruising on the High Seas and Travel says, "Who is that guy on the wrong side of the screen?" I know he's not talking about me, so
It would be Rob.
yeah, Rob, you're Rob, you're on the wrong side.
Yeah,
Um,
but I'm not blaming him because he's Canadian.
Good morning, Rob. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Good deal. Down Under Cruisers, aka Sean. Oh, I think Law is answering Rob. Let's see. I was
Thank you, Law.
missing with him as he's on the wrong side. Oh, I was missing. I think he's kidding with you.
Yep.
And John's still dealing with his knees, telling everybody about his knee and not getting any sleep because of the pain. Scotty, Lone Cross MTP, and I'll always refer to you, Scott, as that. But he changed his handle. He's Scotty Too Hottie now. He says Boston is where all the trouble starts.
Yeah, you guys had a tea party there.
We had a few things happen there. Tea Party, of course, the Boston Massacre. Those were some of the events that led up to the revolution. And then, of course, John Paul Jones and two other folks, John Dawes and another, alerted the colonies that the British were moving through the colonies to capture the contraband, which was gunpowder, cannons, munitions, and they made their famous ride to go warn the colonies, which ended up on the next day, April 19th, 1775, which ended started or ended in the town that I told you about that Colleen and I went to on Tuesday, and that's where the fighting began and the war started and lasted for, I think, 7 years. I think it was something like that. So, Hope Bus is here. Good morning to you, Victoria. It's good to see you.
G'day, Hope Bus.
Law Jones says, not just some, there were millions of Native Americans before the new settlers. Right. And I was referring to that. I just don't want to start that debate. Let's see.
We have that issue here. There's a referendum happening here over. It's called The Voice. I have no idea what it's all about, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I try to stay clear of a lot of that political stuff. I'm all about live and let live and spread the love, and let's all just get along.
Correct.
Sharon, let's see. Oh, Rob says, don't lie, Sean. It's always your fault, and you know it.
Okay, Rob. I'm comfortable for you to have that opinion.
Victoria says, America, free? I know. Don't go there. Well, we're freer than most.
Yes.
All right, so we have a joke. Joke of the day. How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut.
That sounds like a joke, I would say.
It's a dad joke.
I am a dad.
And Scott, Lone Cross MTP says, Plymouth Rock is where it all started. I guess. So the pilgrims that traveled here from England because of religious persecution and some other events, they got on 3 ships and came to what's known as the USA now, and Plymouth Rock is where they landed. I don't think they physically landed on the rock, but that's like the signifying place where they landed. But I think there were people that came here prior. The Vikings, certainly, there's proof now that the Vikings were here prior. The Spanish, and of course the American Indians and others. I know on the West Coast there's proof that the Chinese were here long before anybody.
Interesting.
Yeah, over on the Oregon and California coast, they've actually found artifacts that are Chinese coins and ballasts for ships that are purely Chinese. So,
Oh wow.
you know, these archaeologists, the ones that write the history, they don't want to admit that they're wrong, but
Yep.
can't argue with it. So I did not get chickens yet. Victoria's asking me if I got my chickens yet, and I have not. We're probably going to wait until the fall, just because we have too much going on this summer. So
And they're also planning for a cruise to Australia, so
that's right. That's right, and we can't bring the chickens with us. I suppose we can, but chickens, you know that they don't fly, so we can't bring them.
yeah, well, put them in an aircraft and they do.
Let's see what else. Sharon's talking about some stones that she found. She found a teardrop turquoise stone yesterday. It's very glassy and beautiful. Man, you find all kinds of cool stones there. We have a lot of granite here in New Hampshire. Of course, it's the granite state, so.
You want to be in a place called Cooper Pedy.
Yeah, what do they find there?
Opals.
Opals. Very cool. There's parts of here in the United States where it's mostly out west where they dig up opals and all kinds of precious gemstones. But here in New Hampshire, you'd be hard pressed to find anything like that. As far as I know, I'm not a rock hound, so I don't know much about that.
Put New Hampshire down. It's the only state in the whole world that has J&N Travels and the Astute Tourist.
You know, you're 100% correct. As far as I know, there is no other place in the world that has the two of us.
No.
I'm surprised John hasn't come in this morning. He usually pops in before he leaves work. But who knows? I don't know what he's doing. So, but shout out to John and Nancy. I hope they're doing okay.
Nice couple.
Yeah, they're great. We've hung out with them a few times, and we're overdue. I know that Colleen and I went out for breakfast the other morning, and John scolded me. He said, "You know, this is one of the mornings we could have met up with you." And I said, "Oh well, next time."
I actually, both Ilana and I, actually have a unique T-shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
What is
it has
that?
the date and time that J&N Travels met the Ducks.
Oh, okay. And was that on that? That was on the Helping Hands for Cruising cruise?
It was before the Helping Hands for Cruising cruise.
Uh-huh. Very cool. I have not been on a cruise with them yet. We would like to go with them sometime.
Oh, you've got to be really careful.
John's a crazy one. John's a crazy one, and have you seen the guy eat?
Oh yes, I have. I've actually had dinner with him.
I don't know where he puts it.
Well, he's not that short.
I think he's got a hollow leg. I mean,
Correct.
I'm a big guy, and I can't eat as much as he does. It's crazy.
And not only that, but spending time with him, you might just have a great deal of fun. I mean, I don't know if you could lower yourself, but you might just have a great deal of fun.
Yeah, they're a great couple, and we when we were in Florida this spring, I actually brought my parents and to meet up with John and Nancy. We had lunch, and they're a lot of fun, and I think my folks enjoyed hanging out with them for the afternoon. So, Victoria from Hope Bus says her son is living in Australia. Is that right? My son is loving living in Australia.
Whereabouts is he, Hope Bus?
Scott
And if
says
he's
he's part of the
near
Micmac tribe, just have not looked to see how long they've been around yet. So Micmac is a tribe of American Indian. Let's see. Rob with Cruise Brothers says, hello all and happy traveling if you're traveling today or very soon. Well, good morning, Rob, from Cruise Brothers. Cruise Brothers, now is that the travel Cruise Brothers? I know there's a travel agency, I think, that's called Cruise Brothers, isn't there, Sean? Are you familiar?
I believe so. I believe there's a few TAs on your side of the pond that are actually part of their network.
So, Rob, if you're part of that group, we just booked our cruise through you folks. So, if you are the one and the same, thank you for your help. We appreciate that. And again, if you are one and the same, Colleen's cousin is one of your TAs that helped us make our arrangements. So, thank you to
Now, Jimmy, I'd hate to be the bringer of bad news, but you are 3 minutes short of 7 o'clock.
Oh, the time flies when we're having fun. Let me catch up to the chat really quick, and then we're going to do our sign off here. Sharon says she wishes I could see all the stones that she finds. Posting pictures to your channel, Sharon. Jimmy, I've got gemstones, nooks, arrowheads, books, etc. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Oh, Captain in the Squad says, who is our guest? This is Sean from the Down Under Cruisers. Say hello to the Captain in the Squad.
G'day, Cap.
And Sean is he lives down under, and he's a great friend and a great friend of the channel. And we share each other's streams sometimes. So this is our good friend Sean, and at some point you'll meet his beautiful other half, Alana. The reason we have these beautiful women, Sean and I both, are because they make us look good. So
absolutely, I couldn't disagree more. I mean, I agree more.
Hope Buzz says he's on the Gold Coast. He's a skydiving instructor. Yikes!
Oh wow. Okay, Gold Coast is a little bit too far from us. However, when he's down in Melbourne, get him to look us up.
And Sharon's reminding me of the time, just like you did. John left me a link, so I'll look that up, John. And Rob says, yes, there is an agency called Cruise Brothers over here in the USA. And that's what I thought. They're the ones we actually booked our cruise through. So, and that's because Deborah works for them, and we want to help her out as well. So, Sean, I want to thank you for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
We're getting close to the hour mark here. It's 59 minutes past the hour. Everybody, don't forget PMA, Positive Mental Attitude. PMA will definitely save your day. And when I tell you that I'm living proof that it works, you need to believe me, because I am definitely alive, partly because of a positive mental attitude. It definitely, positive energy will push out negative energy, and it'll make your day, make your week, it'll make your life. So thank a first responder when you see them. My hat's tipped to all of the men and ladies of our first responders, as well as our medical folks and healthcare workers, and our trainers like Sean, and the folks with the police department and the fire department. So thanks to them. Don't forget to thank a veteran, our men and women of the armed forces. They're out there every day, working selflessly, and they don't ask for anything, and they're protecting us, keeping us all safe. No matter what country you're from, you all have your veterans and armed forces folks. So hats
Agreed.
off to them. Don't forget to make a difference in somebody's day today. We all have a story. Sometimes those stories are not good ones. All you need to do is smile at somebody, and you could change their day for the better. So smiles, say a kind word, shake a hand. If they're willing, give them a hug. I think it's important. Human contact is so very important. So, and last but not least is my flag behind me, as well as the flag of your country of origin. Those flags are worth more than the cloth they're printed on. They are symbols, but they mean so much more. We base ours on our freedoms and our liberties, and the folks that came before us. Especially, it reminds us, especially around this time of Independence Day, of the people that gave up their life so that we could live a life like this. So, thanks to them, and my hat's off, and much respect to the flag. So, Sean, thank you again, my friend. I appreciate you. And tell your beautiful wife I said hi.
I will, likewise.
I hope you have a good evening tonight. And
Thank you, sir.
let me know when you're going to come up live again, and I'll see if I can make arrangements to come hang out with you.
Friday night, your time, 10 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing our regular brunch day here in Oz, which is midday our time. And then next week, Wednesday, your 6 a.m. hump day time is our 8 p.m. Wednesday evening hump day. We'll be going again. So I certainly will enjoy your company if you can.
Well, Wednesday will be better. Friday would not be a good day. I have to work all day. I'm working probably a 14-hour day.
It's a long day.
Yeah. Well, they've canceled some things, so they're rescheduled for Friday night. So I'll have to be working, but that's okay. So maybe next Wednesday we'll do. We'll go on in the morning with Sean, and then we'll do our regularly scheduled hump day cocktail that evening. I don't mind doing that at all. So awesome. I think we'll make it a date. So thanks to everybody in the chat. I love and appreciate you guys. You know I do. I know Sean does as well. We appreciate you all hanging out with us and supporting our channels. And I guess tomorrow we'll be up. I don't know if we'll be walking or not. The weather's good here, so we'll probably be out maybe doing a walkabout. So I want to wish everybody peace and love from deep down in my heart, and the same goes for Sean. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you later. Have a good night, or a good day. Have a good night, Sean. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.